If I didn't start asking for help, if I didn't start talking about it, I would be in my basement suite on this beautiful day, probably into my second bottle of vodka. And if I made it another 2 or 3 years without drinking myself to death, I'd be very, very surprised. No, I don't think I would have lived if I didn't start talking about it. My name's Erik Bjarnason, and I was a professional firefighter up to a couple months ago, where I retired as a captain. And I'm a volunteer search and rescue member. Everybody on the rescue team would go on these climbs. So in 2005, we were going to go climb the highest mountain in Canada, Mount Logan, which is the second highest in North America. We had a fantastic climb, and we were coming down, and there was me and 2 buddies, and we got stuck between 2 of our safe camps, and we just happened to be at the worst possible place at the worst possible time. It was a true miracle that we were able to make it out alive, and luckily I only froze my fingertips off, so it was a bit of an inconvenience, but not really an injury per se. It was just kind of a pain. Suffering I suffered after I lost my hands. Like, you'd think it would be from the injury and the actual loss of the fingers, which was absolutely so easy to deal with because it makes sense. That I could understand. Scientifically, I could understand why I lost my fingers, but I didn't have the ability or the training to help myself with my own mental health. For every single thing we do in the fire hall, we have to be trained now, we have to be certified. We never once talked about mental health, and I never thought about it. I always thought, yeah, it was fine. And it's like when you put a frog in water and you slowly raise the temperature until, eventually it dies from the heat. The frog doesn't know that it's boiling, just like the first responder doesn't know he's going downhill till it's way too late. I was having thoughts about things that somebody in my lifestyle shouldn't think about, like ending everything, and I was just to the point where, how did I get here? And that's when I finally just kind of clicked one day and said, I got to make a change. I just started searching internet, talking to other firefighters, go for counseling. If it didn't work, try to find another counselor. Basically, just keep trying and trying. If it didn't work, I would try something else. I always thought I was the only one that was suffering. I was the only one that couldn't handle it, for lack of a better term. And there's a small army of firefighters out there looking to be, to better themselves and to help and to get help. And being able to talk about it opens up that. Talk to your coworkers, and there's nothing wrong with it. We're having a normal reaction to very abnormal situations. I went through a really dark tunnel and dark times. When you actually come out the other side, like, everything's brighter, better. Going back to the things I love.